Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Mexi here once again, and I am back for the likes of the Mexi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more Let's Play of Piglet's Big Game for the Nintendo GameCube/PlayStation 2. So, last time we have basically completed Rapid's Dream, well not completely yet though, just because I'm still practically missing quite a few cookies here and there. But as I said before, once we finish up with the Phones of the Main Dreams, we're able to actually hit back into not only Rouge's Dream, but also with Rapid's Dream when it comes to collecting cookies. So today, for this video, is about the fact that we're about to be tackling through the 6th and the final dream throughout the whole game. And that's what appears to be none other than Tigger's Dream. And I was off by 25 cookies in Rapid's Dream. So yeah, that was quite an experience.
Tigger was finally sleeping, so Piglet was able to become the hero of Tigger's dreams.
And as far as I'm aware, this is the only dream that does have a lot, I mean a lot of cookies to collect. Specifically, 240 of those cookies. So, I don't know if I can collect them all on this run.
Why, without my Tigger stripes, I'm nothing but a second-rate Tigger.
Now, if I recall correctly, this particular dream, and specifically Tigger's Dream, is by far the longest dream in the entire game, just because of the amount of backtracking you have to do with, and most of those areas are huge.
If my friend Piglet was here, I just know that he could help me track down my Tigger stripes.
Thought Tigger, falling asleep, and that's exactly what he dreamt about.
Hi there, Piglet.
No, it's atrocious, Syphilis. No Tigger stripes on a Tigger? It just can't be. Oh, my stripes.
Hurry, Piglet. We've got to catch Tigger.
Well, all right. I guess I could help.
So yeah, as you can tell, that Tigger is now stripeless. So as a result, it does kind of reminds me of one of those episodes in the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh TV series. Like, basically it's about the fact that it involves around Tigger as having fun playing around in the mud, and then basically though, as soon as when it gets dirty, Pooh, Rabbit, and Piglet, and I can assuming they somehow managed able to wash Tigger, and then after when they've basically done washing him up, basically, all of his stripes are, you know, unexpectedly disappeared. So because of that, yeah, I think I do briefly remember that particular point, but it's been donkey's years since I actually seen that particular episode.
It's my Tiggery stripes.
Tigger!
As you probably already noticed, in the beginning portion of the particular dream is super duper quick, because obviously as you saw that we've actually collected every single cookies on that particular beginning portion of the dream. So because of that though, one thing I do have to admit it though right away, I do really like the fact that with this particular dream in mind, that I think from what I can tell, it's like season based, like very similar to the Phones of how it does it on one of those worlds in the game or something like that. I was gonna be trying to think about it, but either way though, it has been about 3 days ago since we've actually last played this game for sure, because obviously ever since during the forms of the weekend, specifically the last weekend to be more specifically, that obviously about the fact that Sonic did recently tackle through not only mission mode, but also with the forms of the boss rush as well, in you know, Sonic Origins. So, exponentially speaking though, that he's almost done with Sonic Origins before we move on to, you know, the next set of Let's Plays coming up. But then again though, we're probably not going to mention about it right now, just because it's super top secret. So either way though, so yeah, a few things we want to explain for this point today, and that is about the fact that, well, today's day is of course the 20th of March today, in this case in 2023 today, and I suppose I should probably save that conversation until in any moment's notice, because as I mentioned this before, Tigger's Dream is by far the longest dream in the entire game. Just because, as I said before, it's going to be a lot of emphasis on backtracking you have to deal with, and on top of all that stuff though is about the fact that sometimes certain sections are actually felt a bit slightly lengthier, Well, at least as far as I'm aware, that we can't play as Tigger on this stream because obviously that we basically done playing as him. So I think something tells me we might able to actually bump into Pooh Bear as far as, you know, playing as him for, presumably, for the final time.
Tigger!
Now, the reason why I say that this particular dream is all about season-based, well, relatively speaking, that we actually stumbled across into, first of all, we need to get ourselves a glorious balloon, to be more specifically the stripy balloon, to hopefully try to use that at some point, but either way, though, that's saying something. And also, there is going to be another item around here. And that'll be important until for later, because
Piglet
otherwise,
now
if you
has
miss this
a
out...
full
Oh, speaking of
honeypot.
Pooh Bear, there he is.
Hello there, Piglet. I don't suppose you're looking for Tigger, but if you are, I saw him just a bit ago. At least I think it was him. For you see, the Tigger I think I saw did not have any stripes, so I'm not sure it was our Tigger after all.
To be expected, he's eating too much honey, so yeah, that's very traditional kind of fare. So basically, in order able to proceed to this particular section right here, is that, well, I suppose that we can probably try to able to activate, oh I don't know, this little lever right there. So I can assure to you we need to do this for about 3 times, because relatively speaking, we can able to activate that particular carousel that features mirror woozles in here. So relatively speaking though, you have to able to, presumably we need to able to aim for the mirror from that sun reflection. So in some cases though, hopefully this will be the 3rd and final time to activate the lever. So either way, once we're done with that, then presumably we can able to now proceed, because as soon as the mirror starts to reflect the actual sunlight right where the snow is, while the actual cave was there, and now we can able to proceed. And on top of that, the carousel has now been working and running, so either way though, that might be saying something. So I can assure you about the fact that the next section we're about to be entering into is the winter season. So, but before we get into that, on the other hand though, I think there are some couple of items I do need able to pick up first. Although, relatively speaking though, I presumably will be back for that eventually. So either way though, that might be saying something. So... And on top of all that stuff, though, is about the fact that, well, I can assure you about the fact that I don't think I can probably guarantee to able to actually get all the cookies in this run, as I said before, just because I know there are some are very well hidden these days, but I can assure you I will try my best to able to actually find the last few remaining cookies around here. So either way, though, yeah, you probably get the idea about that. And surprisingly, we've never actually used a Christopher Robin balloon ever since in Rouge Dream, because I accidentally demonstrated to you all for that. You know what I'm saying.
Roo!
Piglet!
Roo, do you know where Tigger is?
I think he's too embarrassed to be seen without his stripes. He bounced to the top of that tree. I didn't even think Tiggers could bounce that high.
But we really should try to make him feel better, don't you think, Roo?
Oh yes, Piglet. I think there's another way to reach him. Let's go around to the other side. This way.
So yeah, now we're entering the winter section, so in some cases though, yeah, this is going to be a lot of lengthy moments here and there, especially because, as I said before, there's going to be a lot of backtracking around here, so in some cases though, yeah, there was actually that particular item over there that we can't exactly get to, because obviously we do need to pick up something while this is going on. And I think, relatively speaking, that we might able to actually pick up about 3 items, all things considered. Well, at least we've already technically picked up the forms of one of those 2 items from the previous section. Both are the striped balloon, as well as that particular familiar honey pot, which, again, that'll be important until for later. So, And from here we got ourselves a broomstick, so potentially we can now able to actually deal with something out of it. So either way, yeah, there's nothing we can do around here besides taking down those basic Woolsels and exponentially trying to find some cookies in this particular spot. But then again though, I rarely remembered certain placements for certain cookies, I must admit. But either way though, as I said, I will try my best able to find most of this stuff anyway. So anyways though, so yeah, let's talk about the forms of today's discussion, and that is about the fact that, well, for those of you who lived in North America and the UK countries as well, suffice to say, happy 8th anniversary of the release of Mario Party 10 for the Nintendo Wii U. So, despite the fact that most people seem to don't really care about Mario Party 10 anymore, just because, well, it's like Mario Party 9 but in HD, so... That pretty much leads us to another section, and at the same time, that we've created a bridge, thanks to that particular wooden log switch. So either way though, at least we can able to at least backtrack, and also sweep out the whole stack of leaves. And that was fast. Okay then, so yeah, we'll go ahead and go straight forward, because now we can able to actually go to the other side. So in some cases now we can able to potentially try to pick up, let's just say, a familiar object. For those of you who have ever went through Rapid Stream before, it's basically is another shuffle. So in some cases, let's go ahead and pick it up. And what can we do with it now is that you notice there was actually tons of snow that has been blocking our entrance to another section. Well, that's what the shovel comes into play. So yeah, that's as far as I can usually try to describe about any of those specific stuff. So either way, not much else to say about this personally, apart from the fact that, well, as I said before, I kind of believe that we've almost nearly at the end of this particular game. So yeah, despite it feels a bit lengthy compared to the forms of how it does it on the follow-up called Winnie the Pooh's Rumbly Tumbly Adventure, which, don't worry, we will be getting to that game at some point. God knows until when though, just because of the amount of Let's Plays it needs to be doing, especially concerning about the fact that with occasional redo Let's Plays here and there. But either way though, time will tell, especially concerning about the fact that, well, you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, I think for the most part that we will able to actually experience, well, we've already experienced the, I would classify for saying, summer season section, and also the winter section, and also the autumn section here and there. So I'm guessing something tells me that we will come across into a spring season, or a spring section, until specifically later on. So, either way, let's dig up some snow. And that was also very fast as well, so yeah, I guess that nothing matters anyway though, because either way we can just simply continue things on here. Although, kind of think about it, that this entire dream reminds me of so much of Click Clockwood from Banjo-Kazooie, except the fact that the biggest difference is that obviously we cannot jump at all. So either way, there's the Brave Face Factory, so yeah, we're able to actually purchase that. So I think we need about 140 cookies, I'm presuming so, and it looks like, suffice to say, I think we've only got about one Brave Face left. That is the most craziest Brave Face I've ever seen. He seems as goes all like, I don't know about you, but he seems able to almost have exorcists or something. Well, I don't know about you, because I know for a fact that, seriously, it just feels a bit weird when Piglet just spins around like an like craziness all of a sudden. But either way, so let's go and continue things on, and oh look, there's Rabbit.
Oh, oh, Piglet, you should keep moving. Don't want you to catch cold. the winter is extra blustery this year.
Oh, well, you should go inside, Rabbit. You're shivering.
No, not too cold for me. I've got work to do. You see, I'm looking for some rare seeds of a special kind of giant, extra delicious carrot. They only come out in the winter, and it's very hard to find them. But Piglet, if you do happen across one, please bring it to me so I can plant it in my garden.
So now we need to find a seed for the large carrot, and in fact it's actually pretty easy to find. It's just right near to the treasure chest. I mean,
Piglet
even
have
then
found the
though,
seed
I suppose that
for a large
usually doesn't
carrot.
matter though, but either way, now let's go ahead and deliver it to Rabbit, and we can able to get something out of it. So, anyway, so here you go.
Look at this. A giant carrot seed. Oh, thank you, Piglet. I shall go immediately back to my garden and start planting. Now then, do take my hot water bottle to warm yourself.
Well, that's
Yes,
nice of
Rabbit
you.
was
You
very
somehow
happy.
give me this
And to
hot
thank his
water
dear
bottle.
friend,
Now, I
he
believe
gave
with the
Piglet a
hot water
kettle
bottle
of
might
hot
be very
water.
important, especially concerning about the fact that, well, you see why as soon as we're able to get to the next couple of sections coming up, but hey.
Are you okay, Pooh Bear?
Oh, yes, Piglet. I'm quite well. I have just been following this butterfly, but now my tummy's too rumbly to follow any longer. Perhaps if I had a small smackerel of honey, my tummy would be ready for some more following. And I'm quite sure that one pot would be enough.
Well, Pooh Bear, we've met again. Except the fact that now you just got blocked off by the forms of those icicle things. So, yeah, remember that particular honey pot as we've already obtained? Well, that's what that particular honey pot comes into play.
Oh, wonderful. It's honey.
Oh, do slow down, Pooh Bear, or you may get a tummy ache.
Is it finished already? Oh, yes. Just the sticky part is left. Well, now, I do believe that I could use just a small smackerel more.
Pooh Bear, would you know how to make this ice go away?
Well, Christopher Robin once told me that shouting very loudly can break glass. Do you suppose that ice would break too? From shouting very loudly, that is. I guess we shall never know unless we try. Hello, honeypots! You know, I don't think that my songs are meant for very loud singing. Perhaps you should try, Piglet.
Okay, Pooh Bear, I'll try. La 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 la.
Think, think, think. You know, perhaps if we had a higher voice, such as Rose, it would work. I shall go look for him. I think that he is somewhere nearby.
So now we can able to take control of Pooh Bear since Journey forms within Owl's Dream, and accept the fact that it's gonna make things a bit tougher compared to the forms of how it does it in Owl's Dream because, well, not only do you have to come across into basic Heffalumps and basic Woolsels, but now with the forms of Bee Heffalumps as well. So potentially speaking, this is going to be the reason why that this particular part is going to make things a bit tricky at this time. So either way though, but best advice though, just, you know, don't panic, and because of that though, just think about the forms of which specific directions you want to take. So either way though, that might be saying something, so... And I should also mention about the fact that, well, it might be seems a little bit more convoluted to say this, but it's been 3 years ago since we had to deal with the forms of the lockdown quarantine for, you know what I mean, with the C virus, as to be expected. Like, I can't even believe it's been 3 years ago since when C virus exists. So, either way though, which I'm not gonna able to actually mention about it right now, just because, you know, we now moved on to 2023 after all, so to be expected about the fact that, well, everything else will becomes all like, you know what I'm saying. And this part right there is actually it's the trickiest part, because some people might seem to able to think, because if you accidentally got you know, stuck in a wall, and then basically that basic Heffalump will instantly try to catch you, like, almost like nothing else. But either way, though, I consider this to be one of the harder sections in this particular, you know, take control of Pooh Bear, basically. So either way, but luckily I did this on the first attempt, just like it informs of how it does it in Owl's Dream, so, and if you think this was pretty much over and done, well, it turns out we've only got one section left, because relatively speaking, we actually stumbled across into 3 sections. However, thankfully you don't need to worry about those Heffalumps and Wurzels in here, so you just simply just walk straight forward, and, well, that was it basically.
I think we're missing a bridge. The bridge for me to cross over, that is. No, I can't remember why I want to cross the river again. Think. Oh well, never mind. I shall go see Piglet again. Perhaps he has another pot of honey for me.
Despite this particular section is kind of pointless, but regardless of such though, now we can able to take control of Piglet for reals.
It's rather slippery. Sorry, Piglet. I must have slipped.
Oh, but look, Pooh, look! You've cleared the way.
Oh,
And here's some honey just like you wanted.
oh my. Thank you, Piglet.
But hopefully we'll meet up with Pooh again until, specifically, not only later on in the game, but also about the fact that we can potentially try to tackle for his own game, until eventually in this year in particular. Well, we're not exactly sure when though, as I said, but either way though, time will tell as far as I've mentioned this briefly. So, now we've actually able to actually scare off not only the basic Wurzel, but also basic Heffalump. Well, despite the fact that I don't think I can probably do it right now, just because, well, I can assure you we can pretty much take care of the most of the stuff without needing to worry about, you know, a lot of combats and stuff. The way I look at this item, it does kind of remind me like a bean of any sorts. Well, I've honestly have no idea why I've managed able to questioning that, but either way though, it does kind of remind me like the actual bean itself. So yeah, now we need to able to do with not only 4 button combinations, but also 4 directional combinations as well. So meaning about the fact that we're basically almost done with the forms of not only cookie grinding when it comes to able to getting the final brave face in the game, but because then again though, in order able to complete the game, you have to be sure you need to purchase every single brave faces throughout the entire game, because otherwise, something tells me about the fact that since we're now on to the 6th dream, something tells me we will come across into that familiar, scary door again, until specifically later on. So either way though, because chances are, for those of you who already know the pattern of the specific structure of certain dreams itself, basically you know what I mean with these odd numbered dreams or anything else like that, you know, with Pooh's Dream, Owl's Dream, and Rabbit's Dream, well, they are basically self-explanatory, without any need to worry about the forms of trying to deal with the forms of the scary door or anything else like that. But since that we've already completed Roo's Dream, Eeyore's Dream, and now we're on Tigger's Dream, I think those are the only 3 dreams in the game that does manage to feature the talking door, basically. So either way, now let's go ahead and take care of this bee Heffalump right here, so we can potentially try to able to scare him off for at least once. Because now, since we've actually got ourselves even much more brave here than that, so yeah, before we proceed, I'm most able to still trying to able to find myself trying to grind as many of those cookies as I want, even though despite the fact that I'm somehow missing 2 currently, because I somehow got distracted by the forms of not only just trying to evade or trying to avoid those Wurzels, but also with the forms of managed to able to realize that I wasn't paying attention to that at all. So And I think something tells me about the fact that with this particular section in mind, I think we'll be back for that eventually, because we do need to pick up one of those items until for later. And kind of think about it, for this particular section right here, it does have a bit of a similar music in the background, which, as a result, that kind of feels a bit similar to the forms of Owl's Dream a little bit. Except the fact that, as I said before, the entire theme on the forms of Tigger's Dream is not only for its season-based, but it's also filled to the brim with stripes on certain trees, as far as I'm aware. Because, obviously about the fact that he's so obsessed with his stripes, so... Either way, that might be saying something. And also, what I've noticed is that traversing through, you know, winter environment in that particular dream in mind almost kind of reminds me of trying to able to watch the ending portion of the Tigger movie. That obviously about the fact that, well, despite it's been donkey's years since I actually last seen the film, since Journey films of it on TV, or in some cases on DVD when I used to have it on DVD, but not anymore, just because it's completely scratched, and because of that, I have no idea why that I somehow managed able to, like, haven't stopped watching it, or, I don't know, I've no idea what I was trying to say for this point right now. But then again though, it has been about for 3 days since we actually last touched upon this game, for sure. So, and I think something tells me with that particular bridge, as we've already come across into as far as we take control of Pooh, basically, I think we do need to take care of those basic wool souls again. And I think this will actually be, well, not necessarily the final time we get out able to actually fight against with those enemies in order to able to proceed, until specifically later on. So, relatively speaking, that takes care of the forms of the basic wool souls. And I think this will actually be, well, technically it's not the final time we're going to be able to do with the forms of basic wool souls, because either way, as soon as we're able to go back into the previous dreams, then we can pretty much get out to take care of the forms of the extra challenge in the game. But then again though, I'll explain more details about that until next Monday, presumably, because, well, as far as like I mentioned this before, there won't be any uploading schedules, and not only on Friday, the 24th of March, but same applies to the 25th and 26th of March. But until next Monday, on the 27th of March, hopefully I'll be back for more on the forms of this game. So either way though, because something tells me that I just need to able to take some bit of time off after, like, doing a lot of busy work during the forms within the past few days or anything else like that, and maybe potentially I can able to actually spend most of my time trying to play through The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for a bit, so just in case I can able to complete the actual main story before the actual Tears of the Kingdom is about to be coming out. So either way though, still incredibly hyped about it, and I think fundamentally speaking though about the fact that, well, despite I've actually lost count of how much days we've got left, but I'm pretty sure Sonic has already mentioned about this during the course of yesterday's Sonic Origins video. So either way, yeah, that might be saying something. So either way, so now let's go ahead and, you know, with that particular bean seed, as we've somehow picked up, well, basically, about the fact that, yeah, before we deal with all that stuff though, yeah, I think we should probably be able to plant this particular seed onto that particular point. And that just came out of nowhere, is that apparently there was that little rain cloud just somehow appears out of nowhere, but potentially speaking we can just simply use the rain to, you know, water that particular plant, and that basically does it from here. And that's pretty much what leads us straight to Tigger's house as we go. But either way though, I'm afraid I think I might as well able to end things off at this point right here. So join me next time for more of Let's Play of Piglet's Big Game. It's about the fact that we can, presumably, we can able to continue things on in Tigger's Dream, and hopefully we'll do some lot of stuff. So I'll see you guys until on Wednesday, as soon as I get flanked by the forms of that particular flower spring. So I'll see you guys then.
Huh?